Welcome back to the Dark Reading Fast Chat series. Terry Sweeney here, contributing editor to Dark Reading, and I'm joined now by Gopal Shankar, Senior PM Manager for Cloud Security at Microsoft. Gopal, thanks so much. We sure appreciate you taking part in this Fast Chat.
Hi, Terry. Nice meeting you. Thanks for having me here.
We are talking today about AI and security, but instead of the usual, here's how AI can automate everything in your SOC kind of conversation. Our focus today is more about securing the actual AI, the infrastructure that underpins AI functions and assets, generative AI apps that may have been created in-house, large language models used to actually build them, this sort of thing. So that's the 35,000-foot view, Gopal. Can you start us off with a deeper cut at what security for AI is all about and why security for AI is so relevant for customer organizations right now?
That's a great question. I love that question. So the adoption of Gen AI is accelerating across industries. And many organizations have been adopting this powerful new technology and have started to realize its potential to transform their business. Based on the Microsoft Security for AI white paper study that we did recently, 66% of organizations are developing or planning to develop Gen AI applications, which means this development may increase the risk to exposure due to the vulnerabilities in AI components such as orchestrators, models, and plugins. And security and risk leaders want to really support their organization's efforts to innovate and transform. But at the same time, they want to make sure that there is the right security measures and solutions in place because attackers are constantly finding new methods to access organizations' digital estate. As a result, security teams need to understand how AI introduces new attack surfaces, such as the prompts, the data, the models, and how they affect their risk landscape. The OWASP Top 10 LLM identifies key security risks pertinent to AI applications. Let me just give you a quick 3 examples over here. A prompt injection vulnerability arises when a user prompt modifies the behavior or output of the LLM in unintended ways. Second, disclosure of sensitive information can impact both the LLM and its application context, as LLMs may reveal sensitive data within your environment. The third, supply chain is susceptible to various vulnerabilities which can compromise the integrity of training data models and deployment platforms, and the list just goes on. Considering all these factors, security for AI is important and relevant to organization for identifying risks and safeguarding Gen AI applications.
Sure. Well, it sounds like the advent of AI both enlarges the attack surfaces and also exposes more useful, strategic, sensitive data in the process.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
Okay. So thanks for that context. That's really helpful for where we're going next. With all that in mind, what steps can organizations take to implement effective effective security for AI?
That's a great question too. We get this quite often when we talk to our customers. We're also trying to understand how this is all coming together. So I can think of 4 key steps that organizations can take to implement effective security for AI. The first one is form a dedicated cross-functional AI security team to tackle the AI security challenge. Preferably, this team should, should have all kind of skills in this team. The team should rigorously test AI systems, identify and mitigate vulnerabilities, and update security protocols. The second, you need to optimize your resources to secure the Gen AI application because AI systems require a very robust security infrastructure. Organizations may need to upgrade their existing system strengths, access control, enhance their security and governance, also allocate funds for compliance assessment, legal consultation, and employee training, which is very important. The third thing I would say is that implement a zero trust strategy. To counter the top AI concerns around data sharing or overexposure, zero trust shifts organizations from network-centric security focus to an asset or data-centric focus, right? So ensuring that every access request is rigorously vetted and that the user device identities are continuously validated is super important. And the last one I would highlight is adopt a comprehensive security solution for AI that can address the unique security risks that come out of Gen AI applications. According to the research that we did recently again on the white paper, 72% of security leaders want to procure a dedicated solution to secure the AI usage and development.
So there's the foundation then from which we build these AI security platforms. Let's get a little more granular and look at the specific capabilities that are then layered on top of that deliver on those requirements. Talk about some of the features that organizations should prioritize as they evaluate different dedicated AI security solutions.
Absolutely. So when evaluating security solutions for AI, security and risk leaders should prioritize a comprehensive solution, like I said earlier, right? Few things that I would definitely consider is prepare your environment with the right data, security, and governance solution, as well as a strong identity and access hygiene, right? This is super important. You need a method to continuously discover the AI usage and risks. With in-depth analytics into data, access, user, and application risks, organization can actually have a good visibility to proactively address these vulnerabilities and enhance the security posture. Protect the entire AI stack. This is new, right? So the AI stack differs from the traditional applications in several ways, right? It's often more dependent on open source, right? It can introduce new vulnerabilities, such as the TensorFlow, for example. So as discussed earlier, AI introduces new attack surfaces and vectors that change the organization's risk landscape. So organization must make sure that they are constantly checking and detecting all these things in their environment across the entire lifecycle of the application. Microsoft, in fact, we leverage the AI security posture management as part of the Defender CSPM. This allows us to automatically, continuously discover all the AI workloads that we've deployed. It helps us to scan code repositories and images for misconfiguration and vulnerabilities, contextualize security risk with additional insights, like the identity, data security, and internet exposure, suggest risk-based security recommendations that prioritize critical gaps across the AI workloads. Also, identifying sophisticated AI workloads risk through attack path analysis is a very important one. Defender CSPM can actually flag if the grounding data or a fine-tuning data that is exposed to the internet through the lateral movement is susceptible to data poisoning, for example. And the last one I would say is govern AI regulatory compliance by implementing controls to govern usage and achieve responsible AI principles.
Gopal, just a side note, given the prevalence of open source and the AI stacks you mentioned, do you imagine that might be a challenge for some organizations that don't really traffic in open source?
Absolutely. That's a common question that comes from our customers also, because it's super important to understand how your Gen AI application is using third-party or open source software libraries that might have vulnerabilities. So it's important that you discover them and remediate them as quickly as possible so that you manage the risk exposure as quickly as possible.
Thank you. As you mentioned a few minutes ago, AI threats are going to continue to evolve. That's the nature of threats, of course. Close us out by talking about how organizations can ensure that they're both deploying and using AI safely. What are some tips and guidance that we know just from the early development of AI in this security cycle?
Absolutely, that's a fantastic question, and I will share what we do at Microsoft on this, and you can relate to this because most of the customers also sort of think in the same lines. To address evolving AI threat, it's crucial to enable trustworthy AI, which means AI that is secure, private, and safe. So at Microsoft, we have commitments to strengthen the security, safety, and privacy of AI systems. Our Secure Future initiative underscores the company-wide commitment and responsibility we feel to make our customers and partners more secure. As part of this initiative, we transparently share critical vulnerabilities to the CVE program. We know that security is a team sport. We partner with the global security community through our zero-day Quest bug bounty program to proactively identify and mitigate issues before our customers are impacted. So learnings from the zero-day Quest are shared across Microsoft to help improve cloud and AI security by default, by design, and in operations. And we're also committed in developing tools and resources that enable every organization across the globe to innovate responsibility. For example, the Microsoft Open Source Automation Framework Pilot helps our customers and partners to proactively find risks and their generative AI systems. And the last one I'll mention here is our responsible AI principles help guide us how we build and deploy AI safely across products.
Gopal, I've learned a lot in the last few minutes. I appreciate this deeper cut on security for AI, and I can imagine our viewers do as well. Thank you so much for joining us for this Dark Reading Fast Chat.
Thank you, Terry, for having me. Really appreciate it.
We've been talking with Gopal Shankar of Microsoft. This has been Terry Sweeney for the Dark Reading Fast Chat series. Thanks for joining us for this segment. We'll see you next time.